Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about 1857 revolt, the first war of independence. What are the causes of 1857 revolt? To list out the causes, there are 5 major causes. First, the social causes. 2, economical causes. 3, the political causes. 4, military causes. 5, immediate factor or immediate causes. Let us learn each one in detail. Coming to the political causes. What are the political factors that influenced or became a cause for the revolt of 1857? First one, due to the British expansionist policies, most of the Rajas, Nawab, and the Zamindar were either disposed from their state or became a subsidiary to the British. So, most of the Indian kings, Rajas, Nawab, Zamindar lost their kingdoms or their control to the British. The East India Company had a planned way of expansionism, and many Indian states easily fell prey to the policies of the East India Company. So, the East India Company has planned and targeted the Indian Rajas and Nawabs. Easily, they became the targets and they were able to expand the kingdom. The policy of trade and commerce subjugated the state, and the policy of indirect subordination, subsidiary alliance, policy of war and annexation, policy of direct subordination, doctrine of lapse, policy of misgovernance in which Awadh was annexed. So, one, Britishers' expansionist policies is one of the cause for 1857 revolt. In that, to discuss in detail what are the political policies that Britishers brought or the East India Company brought to take Indian territories into their control. 1, the subsidiary alliance. 2, the doctrine of lapse. 3, the policy of misgovernance. Apart from these, there were also policies that greatly hampered the interest of the rulers of the native states. They, one by one, became the victims of British expansionism. Therefore, those rulers who lost their states to the British were naturally against the British and took sides against them during the revolt. However, some of the rulers were inactive, convinced, and collaborated with the British in suppressing the revolt as well. Moving to the period of Dalhousie. The period of Dalhousie is marked as a major factor in the revolt of 1857. The famous policy under his period was the doctrine of lapse. Under this, many states like Satara, Jaipur, Sambalpur, Jhansi were captured by the British, who expanded recklessly. Thus, the political factors, that is, the expansionary policy of the British, greatly contributed towards the revolt of 1857. The other factor was that Indian judges were not allowed to try the criminal cases of Europeans. Thus, discrimination was at all levels. Coming to the economic factors were the vital factors that affected a large section of Indian society. Ever since the grant of Diwani was made to the British in 1765, the land revenue became an issue of much burden. The British government had imposed pocket area transformation. That means the introduction of permanent settlement in Bengal, Mahalwari settlement in central India, and the Raitwari settlement in southern India. So these three settlements were highly exploitative, and in particular, the permanent settlement had created a devastating impact, but the high rates of land revenue ruined the prospects of Indian peasantry. Thus, the peasants were greatly encouraged to overthrow the British government from India. The drain of wealth impoverished the peasants, and they thus participated actively in the revolt of 1857. The racial discrimination was a prime factor. Indians suffered badly in the hands of Europeans. There was visible racial exploitation wherein Indians were not allowed to mix with the Europeans. There was discrimination that was also carried out in public places. This generated gross discontentment against the British domination of the whites in India. The British were also circumspect about interfering in the religious and cultural affairs of India, and that if there was to be any interference in their religious and cultural affairs, then that would generate widespread revolt against the British rule, and the newly established British rule would be uprooted very easily. Until 1800, the British were thus not keen to interfere in the religious or social affairs of Indians. But at the beginning of the 19th century, the British began to support their bid of social reforms by the methods of legislation. Thus, it came to be summarized that Indians began to doubt the objectives of the British since the advent of these legislation. Some glaring examples of this period are the 1813 Charter Act, which conservative Indians viewed as an imposition of Christianity over them. Therefore, they sharply reacted. At the same time, when some of the social legislations were passed, like the abolition of Sati, 1829, was passed by Lord William Bentinck, prohibition of child marriage, widow remarriage, were all understood by Indians as a bid to impose Christianity over them. Therefore, in the first half of the 19th century, the British proposal of social reforms through the means of legislation, although it was directed towards the acceptability of British rule over India, conservative sections viewed this as an imposition of Christianity over them. The military causes of 1857 revolt. The Indian military was not a professional military. They were just peasants in uniform. Thus, every impact on peasantry had large repercussions in the form of military discontentment. Also, the policies followed by the Lord Dalhousie and Lord Canning greatly hurt the sentiments of the Indian military. The Indian military was already largely discriminated against it in terms of salaries, pensions, promotions. Indians were subjugated in the military while their European counters faced no such discrimination. During the time of Lord Canning, two important laws were passed. One was passed in 1856, that is on the eve of the revolt, General Service Enlistment Act. This act meant that if any Indian military personnel were posted abroad, they would not be entitled to get any extra allowances. Thus, this act was a jolt to the prospects to the Indian military personnel serving under the East India Company. During the time of Lord Canning, the two important acts were passed. Moving to the second one, Religious Disabilities Act. For Indian soldiers, the belief was that if they crossed the ocean, they would lose their religion. They would thus be socially ostracized. Thus, Hindu soldiers skipped appointments that involved serving in the foreign land. But After the passing of the Religious Disabilities Act, they would have to take the appointment compulsorily, otherwise, they would lose their job. At the same time, the use of religious symbols in the military was also restricted. The immediate factor for the 1857 revolt was the introduction of Enfield rifle. It was said that the cartridge of the rifle was wrapped in the fat of cow and pig. The cartridge had to be bitten off before loading it into the gun. Thus, the Hindus and the Muslim soldiers were reluctant to use the Enfield rifle. At Barakpur in Bengal, the soldiers of the 34th Native Infantry refused to obey the commander, Lieutenant B. Og. Mangal Pandey, who led the uprising, wanted to kill Lieutenant Bog, and finally Mangal Pandey was overpowered and he was hanged. He was the first rebel who was hanged in the revolt of 1857, and this sparked a collective uprising in the form of the revolt of 1857. So, in this module, we learn what are the different factors or the causes of 1857 revolt. They are social, economic, political, military and immediate factors. We discussed the political factors, the period of Lord Dalhousie, economic factors, racial discrimination, imposition of Christianity, military causes, the new policies, and the immediate factors. That's all we have in this video.